Hi, I'm Ronald. I'm 50 years old, and I lost quite some in my life now. In the last couple of years, I lost my marriage. I lost a big part of my, or quite some of my health physically, and in the end, also mentally. I lost my job, and because of everything that happened, I'm going to lose this house too. It happened just in a couple of years that everything happened, and I wasn't aware how much impact it had on me because it was busy, because I also have two boys that I need to take care of. So I'm always busy with them, with also the issues that I'm having with my health. I'm trying to do whatever I can. And then suddenly I thought like, why not share this story? Because I'm now at a point where everything became quite clear for me. What I lost, how much impact it really has on me, and I want to build a future again. I need to rise up. So I just thought to start with the video here to talk to you guys, just to share my story. And I hope it will also be inspirational for the people who are here watching this. And maybe they will give some motivation towards me, or I can motivate other people over there. I don't know how everything works. I think it's good that I will share my story. It can be emotional here and there, feeling a bit scared to tell you all this, but I will. I had my own company for a couple of years, and that was something I'd really love to do. But because of some not very smart decisions that I made, it became too hard to sustain it. I was working really hard to really try to build it up again after that decision, but I couldn't. So in the end, I quit. I took a regular job, and I was like, okay, I will just do this and we'll see what the future will bring. And it seemed to be a very good choice. I had nice colleagues, good relationship with my direct boss, team leader. I learned quite some from her about life. So it felt good. And then suddenly I got a new girlfriend who would turn out to be my wife later on. And it felt to me like a miracle. I couldn't have wished for anything, anyone better than her, because she was like someone who would really think about everything and balance it and see if she's not asking too much, or if she what she could do to make everything feel better for everyone. So I thought with her I won the lottery and I wanted to marry her and everything. So we did that. We stepped into what turned out to be a roller coaster of moving to her place, living together. We started planning our wedding. After a while, we decided that we wanted to go to the city where I was grown up because I would be closer with my friends. So, moving, buying a house, first selling her house, then buying a house here, this house where I'm still living. And we were planning the wedding. So everything came together, and at my work, a lot of things changed, and it was really, really busy. So it was working hard at the office. When I came home, it was busy with most of all the moving and stuff. And actually, the planning of the wedding, I left it to her because she had a lot of ideas of how to do everything. Maybe that sounds familiar to you because a lot of girls in that thing. So it's fine. I was like, do your thing. And then we got married. We got the house, this house, and then things changed. Where I thought I would be the luckiest guy in the world, on some parts I wasn't because she already had a certain condition and that was okay for me. But then she got really tired. She had a deficiency of vitamin B12. So she got really weak while we were renovating this house. So I started to try to do more and more, and she really couldn't do anything, unfortunately. And then when she started to getting a little bit better, then I had a burnout. I couldn't handle it anymore, and that took quite a while. But hey, everything turned out to be quite okay in the end. So we were happy and we wanted to have kids. So we started and we were lucky enough to have one very quickly. And it turned out to be a really great boy, Pascal. And that was a moment that I'll never forget. But during the pregnancy, it turned out she got something that caused that she couldn't walk, that she was really laying in bed a lot. So her mom was here helping during daytime. And when I came home from the office, I was kind of like a caregiver to her. I was taking care of the baby at the nights. And so that was a really hard time. But she recovered and then she got pregnant again. And there we went again. Within maybe 6 or 8 weeks, she wasn't able to walk again. A little bit later, she could just only lay down or sit in a wheelchair a bit, but it was really hard. She needed help with everything. So there we go again. Her mom came back every day that I wasn't home. And in the evening, I took over. And then we got our second boy, Ramon, a really great guy too. But after 3 days, he stopped breathing suddenly, and my wife needed to do CPR and everything. And he made it, fortunately, but it were 3 weeks in a hospital for her and Ramon. And I was here with just Pascal only, was just a little boy that needed all the love and care that he possibly could get. And we tried to visit her and Ramon, but he was on ICU or MCU, medium care. So Pascal was not allowed to go inside that department of the hospital. So we were in the hospital, but we hardly saw Ramon and just slightly saw my wife. So that was a really hard time. And in that time, I got panic attacks and I got some kind of flu or whatever. I got sick again for quite a long time. In the end, we all recovered, although my wife wasn't able to walk for a couple of years. And when she could walk, it was just tiny little bits. So that was a hard time for her, of course. But in the end, also for me, because a lot of taking care of the kids in the evenings, um, I did my part, and also the nights. I was waking up at 6 a.m., 5:45, 6. And then I would change the diapers of the kids. I would give him some food. And then at 7, my mom-in-law was here and I went to go to the office to work. And when I came home at 7:15, I took over. So I needed to take care of the boys, the diapers, sometimes washing clothes, everything. And sometimes also I needed to help my wife to do a lot of things. She couldn't do anything. And then I slept around midnight. And then at 2:30, I needed to wake up to feed the baby Ramon, to feed him with a bottle, and then do his diaper and put him to bed. And then I could sleep again. So I had broken nights for, I think it was about 1.5 years. and needed to get up very early. So my sleep was dramatic. But anyway, you will do everything for your kids and also your wife. But it took so long and we tried to find help, but we didn't get the right help. We went here in the Netherlands, you can go to the local government and they should give you some help where you cannot handle everything. But they didn't give what we thought was needed. So we had fights with the local government. We went to court a couple of times. And well, in the end, we won, but the local government didn't do anything yet. So it was really hard. I think that was from 2018 to I think 2022 or three. Finally, we got the government that far that they really did do what they needed, in our eyes, needed to do. So in the end, everything got stable. I think it was 2022. Anyway, so there was a relief. But in the end, my wife and I also found out that we didn't give each other what we really needed. I was working hard for her and for the family, but in her eyes, I didn't do the things that were the most important to her, which I now understand. And she did whatever she could to take care of me, but I never saw it. While when she told me what she did, I was like, why? Why those things? Those are not the things that I need. So we lost each other somewhere. We decided that it's better to do a divorce, which is painful also for the kids, but in the end, it would be better for everyone. So there was a plan that maybe I would still live here, maybe not. And now I forget a part about my health because there was the moment that we decided to divorce. But I think I already had a burnout and something that was kind of the same as a burnout. And then I got pains in my body and my feet. It started in my feet, then my hips, then my lower back, my shoulders, both the right the most. So I got treatment for rheuma because they thought it might be something like that. There was a long period that I could hardly walk while I was still doing everything to help the kids, my wife, and stuff. And we still didn't get any help back then. That was 2019, if I'm correct. I was losing my health there more and more too. When I felt a bit better, we decided to start a divorce. We were still not really in a fighting place, fortunately. So we decided to look at the kids first, what is important for them, and try to figure out everything that they need and how we should put it into a divorce. So in the end, we started an online divorcing program that's finalized. And then in 2023, when things became more clear how everything should work out, then I heard that I would lose my job. So I was like, okay, it took a couple of weeks to really accept it. And when I accepted it, I wanted that the part of the work that I was doing would be done by colleagues of mine on another department. So I tried to give them all the knowledge that I had built up in 14, 15 years. So they asked me to come to the office while I was working 100% from home. So I went to the office every day and I loved the really nice colleagues. I loved to teach them everything that I knew. It gave me energy, although on the other side, I got more and more tired. Within 2 or 3 weeks, I was already not doing anything in the household chores. Fortunately, we had some help, and my ex wife was also getting a bit better, so she could do a couple of things. So yeah, it got harder and harder to fulfill the things that I needed to do. And I dropped out of work again, being sick, panic attacks. Energy was already low for how many years already? I felt extremely tired, but I also felt motivated to help my colleagues to do everything. And in the end, I would get a nice amount of money and then look for another job. That was the plan. It would be fine. And then I could look for another house. So back then, as soon as I heard that my job would be gone, I already knew that for sure I cannot stay living here. That's a technical thing. I can still afford the mortgage, but when you really want to take over everything, then there will be regulations that say that my income should be way higher. And I need to buy out my ex wife. And because the prices of houses has risen extremely, it's something I cannot finance in any way. So that's a money problem, but there is an alternative to rent a house, although there's a big shortage of houses here in the Netherlands. So it's not easy to get a house. But the most important thing was that my income then, to get a rental that I can afford, my income should go down first. And then I would be able to rent a less expensive house. That's also, of course, smaller, so easier to maintain. And the good part is that I will have some protection from the government if there's something happens with my income. Then they will give me more money so that I will be able to live there anyway. So I was like, okay, so I needed to adjust again. So I was just thinking like in adjustments all the time. The divorce, oh, losing my job. Okay, then my income will drop. Even if I will find another job, it will pay less than what I still have now. So I need to go to a smaller house, more cheap house. It was all fine for me. And I figured it out very quickly in my mind how I should do that and everything. So I was really being rational all the time. And when I dropped out sick, then I was like, oh, I need to recover quickly. So I tried and I tried, and it seemed to go well. But suddenly, when I thought like, oh, I need a couple of months and then I will be fine again, it turned out I got worse. And that really put me down. Along the way, I realized what was happening to me in a way. I already lost my marriage. I lost my job. I lost part of my health, which I'm very unsure that how much will come back. A part will never come back. And it looks like it helps a bit to give it some rest because I'm living here alone and my boys are here almost every night except for some weekends. So I need to do quite some. I'm in a lucky position that I don't need to work now. I wouldn't be able to do real work, be real productive. So when I realized that I lost really everything that seems to be a foundation in a life, like a marriage should be the thing that you can rely on, but it's gone. The work can give you hope and options to move forward. It's gone. I live here in a wonderful house and there's no pressure, fortunately, but within 2 years, I need to be gone. And it's unsure yet if I will find something else. So when I feel pressure, I get panic attacks. I have pains in my body all through the day and I cannot focus, although my mind jumps everywhere. So I'm not sure if this will be heavily edited when you see this. I cannot sit for very long because it hurts and it will be bad for my body. I think the last 3 weeks, I realized that I should stand up and try to do what I can do. And maybe not real working, but I can talk like this. I can do that. So I got some inspiration from the channel Silver and Solo before that you can start a YouTube channel. And I tried to do that kind of, but I wasn't able to be consistent. It's too hard to stay consistent because everything got in the way all the time. And in the last couple of months, I was trying to see what I could do. And now I figured out I can sit like this and talk to you guys. So I am also trying to write blogs. This part will also be in a blog. There will be the website ronaldverlaan.com. I hope soon I will be able to publish there the blog about this story. I need someone to really write it down. I have some help with that. I can just talk and it will be long live AI. It will be summarized and then I can just put it on my blog. So I'm trying to find ways so that I can be a little bit productive. Even it's just slightly and it's not really a job thing because I really don't know how to be able to do a job thing. Even my personal administrative stuff, I cannot just work for half an hour on it. After a couple of minutes, I'm already distracted and I go everywhere and I cannot finish it and I cannot sit for that long too. Even now I have severe pains, but I'm trying to finish this video. But I think I found a way to start a journey and also to see if I can commit myself to that journey. I'm inviting you on my journey. And maybe you are someone that has similar things happening in your life. Please share it with me. So just write me a little comment and send me an email to ronald@ronaldverlaan.com. If you found a way to rise up a bit or really heavily, then please let me know too. You can put it in the comments. You can send me an email to ronald@ronaldverlaan.com and do whatever you feel comfortable with. I would love to read your story in the comments or in the emails. If you want to follow my journey, I really hope you will do that. It will be motivational and hopefully it will inspire me to continue my journey. And you can follow me by subscribing to this channel if you want other people to get inspired or to have someone to talk to. Share this video to anyone you like or anyone that might be interested. It also helps when you put a like on this video. The algorithm will find more people who are like you and suggest this video to them. For now, this is what I can tell you. I already started to do a couple of things that seems to help me a bit. I want to thank you for watching this. I'm looking forward for your emails, comments, whatever. I hope to see you soon again. Thank you for watching this and for your help and support. And I wish you a good day.